Our thanks to Mina Kimes for joining us in hour number one. We'll get you ready for Thursday Night Football. Mr. Thursday Night, Christopher Sims. I'm calling him Christopher now. It's annoying him. He's going to join us on God Bless Football today. But this is fantastic because we have two, not one, but two massive NBA stories. And yet today is the day that Israel Gutierrez, in a group text before the show, texted us that he wants to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah. You guys got me all wrong. You know I'm a football guy. I play football. I love football. And frankly, you know what? There might be more than two big NBA stories today, Stu. There's a ton of shit I would love to talk about today, which include, you got the Kawhi, you got the Chris Paul situation getting sent away overnight. You got the Giannis situation. Is he going to get traded? Is he faking an injury? I don't know. I think Kawhi Leonard might get traded because what the hell is he going to do sitting on a terrible team all year long? I think Caleb Wilson, Taylor's UNC guy, should be the number one pick of the NBA draft. I think the Heisman Trophy race right now is bullshit. I think the Vandy coach has something. But I do think that Dak Prescott, of all the ideas that I had to talk about, you jumped on me talking about Dak Prescott because I think Dak Prescott still has a say in this MVP race.
Of course he has a say in the MVP race, but I want to talk about the NBA shit, man.
Wait. No, you don't. No, you don't. Now you do, right? That's bullshit.
Well, Giannis is going to the Knicks, and let me tell you this. If Giannis ends up in New York playing at the Mecca, okay, I'm telling you right now, we'll talk NBA on a Monday. How about that?
Whoa. That's crazy.
Now I've got too far. You've gone too far.
Next thing you know, you'll be doing an emergency pod on NFL Sunday after the Knicks win. That would be wild.
Listen, Taylor, if Giannis ends up with the Knicks, I don't care where I am, how far I have to drive to get myself to a microphone. I will drive to that microphone, and you and I, my friend, will talk about Giannis playing at the Mecca. How about that?
Well, supposedly he wants to go to New York. I remember him talking about, he wants to put all the European players, the superstars, in big markets. And so obviously New York would be a big market for him. And he was seen walking the streets of New York last offseason. So people put two and two together. Yes. But Taylor, Giannis to New York? Is that going to be what makes Stugotz put the Knicks back on top of his, his fandom?
So I want Giannis on the Knicks, but what's the trade package? Because Karl Anthony Towns, first plane out. See you later, buddy.
Right.
Well, that's the thing is you got to convince the Bucks that Karl Anthony Towns is something you want to build around, which I think that ship has sailed.
Okay, so what would the package be? Karl Anthony Towns has been good as a New York Knick. Dare I say he's been great. I know he gets criticized a lot. I understand it. But you're saying, Taylor, that you would trade Karl Anthony Towns as part of a package that gets us Giannis? Because I would like to get Giannis and not give up that much.
We can't become the Heat fans. We can't become the Heat fans who are suddenly clutching Tyler Hero and Khalil Ware and being like, well, we want this guy, but we're not willing to give up anything in the package. We can't just be like, hey, Landry Shamet, go pack your bags and go to Milwaukee. Give us back Giannis.
Okay, well, you're right. We can't do that. I was thinking, I had illusions of grandeur. I don't know what I was thinking there. But Izzy, if the Bucks simply want to hold on to Giannis, do they have to get rid of Giannis? Do they have to trade him? If they say Giannis, you're staying here, you're a Milwaukee Buck, we're not trading you. Does Giannis have any option here as to where it is that he goes? Or can the Bucks just trade him anywhere or keep him in Milwaukee is what I'm asking.
Yeah, he can go to the training room for the rest of the year and never play for them. Huh. I don't think he's faking an injury or anything like that, but I do think that he is going to cause problems because this isn't the first time there's been the opportunity for Giannis to make a stink and get out of there. And yet, what has he done? He's stayed put. He's been the guy that we praised. It's okay, we get it. You did not only stay and not whine about it, but you won a championship. You won your MVPs. Here's the part that is hilarious to me. Now, I know when guys switch teams, especially this year, there's been a period of adjustment where they're not going to be their usual selves. But Miles Turner, first of all, that move for Miles Turner last offseason, I don't know if you remember this, Stugotz, everybody questioned it because they had to, what they call stretch Damian Lillard's contract, which means they're still paying him, but it's over the course of the next 3 years against the salary cap. So it doesn't hurt as much, but that's still kind of ridiculous to do when the reason you're doing it is for Miles Turner. So you've got Giannis and you're going to say, okay, Miles Turner's going to be the guy that puts us back on top of the Eastern Conference, or at least of the NBA. And can I tell you what Miles Turner has been doing this season, Stu?
Sure.
It's not good.
Really?
I'll give you a little. 12.4 points is his lowest, third lowest of his career. Okay. His field goal percentage, 43.5, by far the lowest of his career. His blocks, lowest since his rookie season, and rebounds, lowest since his rookie season. So he's been an absolute bust.
Right.
And this is the player that Milwaukee said, hey, Giannis, you'll stay because we found you a new age center that's going to do all the things that you need to do. This has been terrible.
Right, but at least they're trying. Miles Turner, I would say, for his career, because the bar was set so high, he's been a bust. Is that fair to say? I mean,
no, I think Miles has recovered his career, especially last year, but the last couple of years, like, look, if he didn't play in Indiana a couple of those years back, when he's averaging 3.5 blocks for the Pacers in his season, he probably could have made an all-star team, or at least, is on the fringe all-star type. So I think he's just a product of a small market, I would say.
All right, but that's on the Bucks, right? Because Miles Turner, he's never a missing piece, right? No. I mean, the M in Miles, it doesn't stand for missing piece. Okay? No. I mean, so that is on the Bucks, and I understand why Giannis would be upset, okay? Because they thought they were getting a missing piece that no one in the NBA, other than the Milwaukee Bucks, thinks is a missing piece for Giannis to contend for a championship.
It would be great if he actually was a missing piece, because he's really into Legos. And so if his thing was, I'm the missing piece, it would be absolutely perfect, but he's not.
But we know he's not. Miles Turner is Taylor. Put it on the poll. Does the M in Miles Turner stand for missing piece?
Has the M in Miles Turner ever stood for missing piece? I think is the so question.
Good. But just from a Knicks standpoint, in an Eastern Conference that is wide open, with Jason Tatum hurt, the Celtics not as good, the Pistons the 1 seed right now in the Eastern Conference. If the Knicks indeed get Giannis, and let's say Karl Anthony Towns is the guy that is shipped out of town. What does that do for the Knicks, Izzy, in terms of making them favorites to come out of the East and make it to the NBA final?
Here's the problem with the Knicks.
Because I have them winning 5 straight championships if they get Giannis. And I don't care if I have to start his brother. I mean, how about that?
But Taylor, here's the thing. We know how you guys used to always do he's going to Miami, the big whale's going to Miami. The Knicks are kind of in that situation now because Giannis wants to go there, reportedly. The Knicks don't really have anything to play with because Karl Anthony Towns is the only move. Like, it's the only move. It's the only centerpiece of a move. You're not going to try to sell them on Mikal Bridges, right? So Karl Anthony Towns is the move, and the only way he gets there is if somehow Giannis corners Milwaukee into saying you can only trade me there. And I think another ship has sailed, because that ship has sailed in terms of like a star player being able to dictate 100% where he's going to go. We saw it with Damian Lillard. So, and we also heard the Milwaukee's GM the last time there were trade rumors said he's going to fleece whomever he trades Giannis to, because he wants as much back for this, generational talent. And so the Knicks are just basically like hoping that Giannis creates a situation where he can go there. Otherwise, there are other options, better options for Milwaukee to take pieces back from.
Stu, don't you think it's strange for a GM to come out and say, hey, I'm going to fleece you? I feel like if you're a GM, you kind of have to not show all your cards and make the other GM think that he is kind of winning.
No, true.
Taylor, he's so right about that. In a sales transaction, you have to make the other person, even though you're winning, Izzy, you have to make them feel like they're winning when they're indeed getting fleeced,
But the goal there was not to get back a ton. It was to scare off anybody else from even making offers for Giannis because he wants to keep Giannis. It's not necessarily about, I'm going to get Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. It's just, I'm good with Giannis.
He's playing the game. He's playing the game is what the GM do.
So far, playing it pretty well. He's gotten more years out of Giannis in a small market than most teams would have.
You're right, but you don't announce a fleecing before you actually do. No one says, hey, I'm going to go rob the bank. I mean, before they rob the bank. I'm not certain they say it afterwards either. They'd be dumb if they did, but no one announces, hey, I'm going to fleece you,
And Izzy, you said that Giannis was vocal about, or was demonstrative about wanting to go to New York. But I think your reasoning was he just visited New York during the summer.
People put that
works for me,
but apparently he wants it. What he has been vocal about is putting European stars in the major markets here in the States. But
Taylor, don't you remember the LeBron James free agency stuff, where just if LeBron set foot in your city, you thought he was coming to your city? I mean, you thought he was checking out homes.
Remember when it was all about that he wore a Yankee hat?
Yeah,
That was why LeBron was going to the Yankees.
Yes. Remember the day you wore Knicks hat?
Knicks fans will convince themselves of anything.
Yes.
Izzy, what happened to that Nets owner?
Josiah?
No, the one before. The one
Prokhorov?
Yeah, the one who came
Mikhail Prokhorov. Yeah, the Russian. Yeah.
He came during the LeBron thing and was like, I'm the new owner of the Nets. New York's under new management. If I don't win a title here in 4 years, I'm going to leave. And I think he stuck to that because I've never heard his name ever since.
No, he left. Yes. Yeah.
He's a Russian Israeli oligarch, for those who don't remember him. And yeah, he was
risky.
in that. He was on the ownership group or the owner when they made the big KG Paul Pierce move, right?
Yeah.
And that was his big thing. And it's just like, oh, okay, I'm a little bit past my time, a little bit beyond my depth here. You guys go ahead with that. But here's a question for you guys. And Stu,
right.
like, because you're super excited about this, right? Because you think Giannis to the Knicks. Do you get excited and you think to yourself, title this year? Because that doesn't really happen. Like, superstar gets moved mid-season, that team then wins a title. Like, you can tweak, you can bring in a second option, a third option, whatever.
Right.
But the main man getting switched over doesn't really translate into a championship this year.
So this is a little bit different from the standpoint of the Knicks are already a good team. The Knicks are playing well, made a deep run in the playoffs last year. They have another superstar in Jalen Brunson. And usually I would say, no, this is not going to work. But in a weakened Eastern Conference, Izzy, I do think this could work because I think what you're doing, I can't see a scenario where the Knicks don't have to give up Karl Anthony Towns. And what you're doing is upgrading, and you are upgrading at that position if you replace Giannis, Karl Anthony Towns with Giannis. And so because of the player, because of the upgrade, because of a weakened Eastern Conference, because the Pistons are the best team in the Eastern Conference, yes, I could see this being the rare trade. You're right, Izzy, but I could see this being the rare trade, superstar trade in the middle of a season that propels the Knicks to the NBA Finals. Yes.
Okay. I could see that as well, because of everything you just said. The weak Eastern Conference, nobody really claiming the top spot there. I just don't think anybody is going to convince themselves on Karl Anthony Towns at this point. It's like, you're not going to tell the fan base, yeah, Karl Anthony Towns is the guy we got back. You'd be better off convincing them, hey, we're going the OKC route and we're just going to pile up a bunch of picks, take our chance on a couple of young talents and see what happens from there.
On the flip side, if Giannis ends up in OKC, I'll never watch basketball again. Anyway.
What about if he ends up in San Antonio, Stu?
I won't be watching.
All the aliens on one team.
Yeah, good luck trying to talk about it on a Monday. Not happening.
Good luck on a Wednesday.
On any day.
I show up on a Monday. It's Giannis and Victor Wembanyama have shut out the opponent for the first time in NBA history. We don't have time for that.
This is what I'm telling you. It could be game 7 of the NBA Finals. I ain't talking about it, okay?
We're just going back to whatever the Knicks did last.
See that Falcons-Panthers game? That's what we're talking about.
Good Lord. Here's another one. I got real quick, Taylor.
Did the Panthers win or lose? I have no idea.
Does Kawhi Leonard do anything for you, Stu?
As a Knick?
As yes, in your case as a Knick, but when I think of a player who can be moved, who can have as big of an impact as Giannis, but you can get in all likelihood for less, I think Kawhi's that guy. And if you just roll the dice and say, this is the year he makes it through the playoffs, holy shit, you've got yourself a talent.
What is less? Can you define less for me in terms of what we would have to give up for Kawhi Leonard? I'm not saying I'm not intrigued. I am. Kawhi's a great player. I wish Kawhi had stayed healthy and played his entire career because I would have liked to see.
The problem is the Knicks don't really have a second option, right? It's not like they have. So this is what I was saying before. They're kind of trapped into offering Karl Anthony Towns and saying, still an all-star.
Right, but that's their second option right there.
Let's just use Miami for an example, okay? Right. If I'm Miami and I'm looking after Giannis, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to give up Tyler Hero in a package that includes, everybody, Jovic, maybe even a Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware, and a draft pick. Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew Wiggins and a draft pick. But if I'm looking at the Clippers for an oft-injured Kawhi Leonard, I'm saying, I don't think I'm going to give you Hero. I'll give you Wiggins. That's an all-star. Right. I might even give you Khalil Ware because our defense is going to be so good and we think his ceiling is maybe not as high as everybody else thinks his ceiling is. We can probably get Kawhi Leonard back for that. And yeah, then you're just talking about finding some, backup big somewhere else.
Well, you're asking an interesting question. So would I rather give up less of what I currently have to get Kawhi as opposed to getting Giannis, where I would have to give up a lot more and pieces of a team or pieces that could help Giannis actually go and win a championship if they stayed put? God, it's a good question. It's an interesting question. And I would tell you that I'd rather give up more to get Giannis. I'm not certain Kawhi Leonard is the guy that's going to take this Knicks team to the NBA Finals. I feel more confident, even if I have to give up more to get him, that Giannis will get the Knicks to the Finals than Kawhi would. And
with Kawhi Leonard and the load management, if there's one city and one market that is not going to have any of that, it's this New York market, and they would kill Kawhi Leonard.
I think they would treat him with kitten gloves. Anything possible for you to get us to the finals. I think absolutely.
No. Are those
nights off,
made
man.
of kittens?
No.
I don't know what I was doing there with the kittens.
What are kitten gloves?
I was like, you don't really need gloves to handle kittens with. But then I was imagining kittens with little gloves on. But then if they're made of kittens, yeah, that's probably not.
You might need kittens are a dangerous game. Taylor, put it on the poll. Are kittens a dangerous game? They are. I mean, those things, man, they have talons. They will claw your face out. I'm telling you.
You go hold a kitten and walk away without scratches. See if that works.
Exactly.
Yeah, good try. Good try.
Careful. Yeah.
Speaking of Kawhi and the Clippers, Chris Paul, and then this might be like the domino that officially ended the Clippers this year, but Chris Paul getting let go in the middle of the night, Kawhi and James Harden not knowing anything about it, and Tyronn Lue.
That's because James Harden was at the strip club. I mean,
think so.
Yeah, I know so. Did you see James Harden's stat line when he played down here in Miami? Did you check that one out?
I watched the game and I didn't see the final stat line. No.
Go back to like last Saturday's. I think it was Friday or Saturday. Mm-hmm. I believe that he played the Clippers.
Yeah, it was a 40-point game at one point.
Yeah, well, check out James Harden. If you want to know what he was doing the night before, just look at his stat line from that game, okay? I'll wait till you guys get to it.
All right, let's see.
He wasn't alone, by the way. I mean, he took a couple of teammates out to the
Well, they benched him because he only played, he played 20 minutes, and he was a minus 39. He had 11 points on 2 of 6 shooting and 5 turnovers. And I think he played 1 minute of the second half. And then they kept showing him on the bench, just sad as Kawhi and the Clippers were making a run, getting within 8 points.
Wasn't sad. He was fucking hungover, man.
Well, the funny part is if you watch the starting five, the new season of the starting five, which is based on last year's season, James Harden's whole story about how he's settled in with the new lady. And now it's just well, wait a second. Right. Is he going to these strip clubs? I think he probably still is.
I have James Harden as the kind of guy who takes his girlfriend or his wife to the strip club.
You know what? Great call.
Yes.
It's got to be part of the... hey... Are we going to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Yes, but we got to go one thing first. You got to come to the club with boyfriend and girlfriend.
I don't think James Harden agrees to be your significant other without that deal. There's a clause in the contract.
He's got to meet you at a strip club, and you've got to come back to the strip club often. I think those are the 2 clauses.
Takes her to dinner there. I mean,
can we talk football now?
Great
Jesus,
meals. Listen, Izzy, have you ever enjoyed a strip club steak?
Jesus. Stu, can I tell you about my strip club experiences? Most of them involve getting so drunk before we get there that I hopefully pass out so I don't have to fake my way through it, okay?
There's a place in West Palm that's got a great porterhouse. I'm just telling. Listen, I'll take you there one day, okay?
Just can't wait. Can't wait.
Just give me one of those times where
you just keep saying you're going to do something and don't do it, because that would be fantastic.
Listen, I have a feeling if I called you and said, Izzy, we're going up to West Palm to the strip club at a steak, you would be like, Stu, I'm not fucking coming. So
I'd be like, Stu,
and I'd be like, I'm coming.
Vegan.
What?
Can we talk football now?
No.
Or is it all basketball and strip clubs with you guys?
CP3. I want to talk about ball because this is interesting to me, Izzy, because you have a situation where Chris Paul, who is probably on the Mount Rushmore of LA Clippers, right? Is that fair to say?
Yes. It's the Mount Chris Paul.
I don't know. It might be the Mount.
He is the Clipper of all Clippers.
I mean, what are you doing to Elgin there? Huh?
I mean, okay.
So anyway, he's an all-time great Clipper. This is his last season. He went back to the LA Clippers. He wanted to finish out his career there. I don't think he thought the season was going to go this poorly for them as a team.
No.
But this story is so fascinating because you have the reports are that those two are not on speaking terms. Mm-hmm. And then in the middle of the night, while James Harden was at a strip club, they let Chris Paul go. And you have a situation where the reports are they haven't spoken. And then you have Tyronn Lue, the head coach of the Clippers, quoted as saying, I didn't want Chris Paul's career to end the way it was going to end here, right. Which I find fascinating. Bullshit. That he would know that based on the fact that the two of them never speak.
Stu, who did you have as me disrespecting of the Clippers?
Elgin Baylor? Wasn't he a Clipper?
The greatest one of the greatest Lakers of all time?
I thought he had a cup of coffee with the Clips, no?
To be honest, I thought you said Elton Brand.
No, well, he might be on
would
there.
Have been debatable.
Who is the Mount Rushmore of LA Clippers?
Well, it's funny. I actually looked up, greatest Clippers of all time. And I don't know if this is a fact or not, but I do believe this is when Bleacher Report started going south because they have a list of the top 25 Clippers of all time.
It's when they started going north for me. I mean,
and Chris Paul's number 3 on their list.
Who's number 2?
Elton Brand.
Who's the best Clipper of all time?
Bob McAdoo.
Bob McAdoo. I thought he might have been deserving of a drum roll, but no, go ahead, Taylor. Bob McAdoo.
Bob McAdoo was a great basketball player before he was sitting on the Heat bench doing crossword
falling
puzzles.
asleep. And I think, Stu, that's who you confused Elgin Baylor with.
Perhaps. I don't know.
I think you round out the Mount Rushmore with Blake Griffin, though.
I think Blake Griffin has to. Yeah. Is he on number 4 on that list? I totally deleted that list. But if not just for his production in regular season games, just for the bit of swag that he gave the Clippers that they never had before. Right.
No, jumping over a Kia is the reason he's on the Mount Rushmore of that game. Lob City. They didn't win anything. I mean, that team. They were good. They were exciting. They were fun to watch. That team did not win.
You know what they were most known for, in my mind, is being Golden State's little brother. And Steph Curry just punking them left and right. That's what I think of when I think of.
Well, I think about it's hard to succeed in a market that has the LA Lakers. It's hard.
They were in San Diego. Should have stayed there.
No, but the Clippers win, and the conversation in LA on sports radio and everywhere is still about the LA Lakers. Like, is that fair? It's more about why the Lakers didn't win than why the Clippers actually won, right?
Stu, I mean, seriously, all this basketball talk. Can we get to some football, please? I mean, I don't know what I've done to you, but now you want to talk Elgin Baylor, Bob McAdoo, and the LA Clippers. Get out of here.
It's a great morning. Giannis is going to the Garden. I mean, the G in Giannis stands for Garden. None of that.
Stands for going. Nobody cares. Okay, do you want to stick with basketball? I think Caleb Wilson's going to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. I think he should be. What do you think about that, Taylor?
Listen, I spoke plenty of football with Mina, and I'll talk more football coming up with Chris.
Dak MVP.
I'm totally. I'm in a good place right now, man. Like whatever you want to fucking talk about, I am good. I just find it funny on the day that we all want to talk NBA, you want to talk about the fucking Dallas Cowboys.
Heisman Trophy odds really pissing me off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nope, none of these things catching your attention.
Listen. I'll talk about tonight's game. I'm interested in tonight's game. It's a big game. It's Dallas and Detroit. It's a Thursday night football game. Mr. Thursday night's going to come in.
Is it an elimination game?
I think what I find funny is Taylor said something a couple of weeks ago. Okay, and I kind of shrugged it off at the time because they're America's team. They're the team that everyone talks about. They're a national team. Stephen A. Smith does what he does on First Take. Somehow the Cowboys and Jerry Jones have become a scrappy little underdog that I think I can get behind. I mean,
thank you.
How about
Isn't that what sports is all about?
Yes.
America's scrappy little underdog team. And I think people just think the season's over for some reason. And there are still 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still 5 games left to play. That's almost a third of the season. If Dak continues on this roll, and look at these games, okay? The Chargers, Commanders, Giants, and obviously tonight the Vikings, tonight against the Lions, and then the Vikings.
Yeah.
Those are all the way they're playing right now.
Winnable games.
We'll see about tonight. Obviously, this is probably the toughest of them, but
it's a winnable game, though. Izzy, the way they're playing, the way the Cowboys are playing, and the way the Lions are playing makes this a winnable game for Dallas. Plus, it's in Dallas.
Matt Stafford just lost to the Panthers. Drake May, he could slip up. Now, he's probably in the position to best sort of pull away a lot because, there's the whole intrigue of the new guy and everything else. And
the ball's in his court, as Taylor told us earlier this week.
Exactly. Yeah. The ball's currently fixed on his nightstand in his court.
So Dak can get the ball tonight. Wait, hold on. Stop. Taylor, the ball is securely in Drake May's court, the MVP ball. Is there a possibility that just for a fleeting moment that ball has to be passed to Dak Prescott tonight before we get back to Sunday?
Does it have to at least be put closer to the front door so that he's maybe giving it away next week?
No, this is secured behind a gate at Drake May's mansion right now, somewhere outside of Boston. Because I'm looking on FanDuel, Drake May's still the favorite, minus 125. Then Stafford plus 125, and then Dak is third, but plus 1,600.
Big gap. Yep, big gap. Huge gap. But what can he do? 5 games. 5 games is enough to unlock that gate, open the gate, move that thing closer to the front door, get it out into Dak's court by the end of the season. I'm telling you, that's enough time.
It depends on what the Patriots do the rest of the season.
Of course it does.
So for this to play out, the Cowboys would have to win, for Dak to win the MVP. In my opinion, the remainder of their games, that would get them. So they're 6-5-1. They have 5 games remaining. That would get them to 11-5-1. 11-5-1. I have to think gets you into the playoffs. It might even win you that division. The way Philadelphia is playing right now. If that plays out, Dak will certainly be in that conversation. But if Drake May continues to play the way he's been playing, and the Patriots are the 1 seed in the AFC, I would find it nearly impossible to think that Drake May is not going to win the MVP.
It could all fall apart for Drake May this week if he has a terrible game against the Bills. Not saying he will, but it's a huge game for Buffalo.
Yeah.
And if they put out their best performance and Drake May doesn't play that well, that lock is definitely unlocked. That gate is unlocked, and that ball is moving around Drake May's house.
So I have a theory why the Cowboys have all of a sudden become likable or more likable. They've always been the antagonists in the story of the NFL. And right now, you're looking at that NFC East, and I think the antagonist is now the Philadelphia Eagles, where you're looking at their fans.
The winner always is.
They're egging their offensive coordinator's house, and it's like, wait, you guys are pretty big assholes, and it's like,
yeah, you're spoiled assholes, right? Yes, it's even worse. It's worse than being just a flat asshole. You're just a fucking spoiled asshole. Like 100%. Winning is not enough for you. That you're going to egg the offensive coordinator's fucking house the second you lose a regular season game. After that OC helped you win a fucking Super Bowl a year ago.
They're ass backward over there. When you win, they eat shit. When you're not winning, they throw eggs. It's like you probably switch those. Eat eggs when you win.
No, the Eagles fans, I'm telling you, they like misery more than they like being happy. They do. They're like fucking Canes fans, man. I'm telling you, the Miami Hurricanes and their fan base would rather not get into the college football playoffs so they could bitch for an entire offseason than actually get in there and have a chance to win the national championship. And I'm telling you, the Eagles, they'd rather not. The Eagle fans would rather lose the division than get to the playoffs and have a shot of going back to back. Because then they can spend the entire offseason doing what they love most, which is calling WIP and firing every fucking coach on the team.
Some people are only happy being unhappy.
Put that on the poll, Taylor. I know a few.
Stu, tell me, I mean, that was such a great point on Miami fans. And there's not all fan bases, but that's definitely one of them. Tell me you don't think that deep in his heart of hearts, that Mario Cristobal would rather spend the offseason saying we should have been in there than actually trying to win 4 consecutive games against good opponents. Like,
right, because when he loses in round 1, he's going to get criticized the entire offseason. If he doesn't, then the whole story is about how the college football playoff committee had something of vendetta against the University of Miami. Like, because the college football committee doesn't want to see one of the most storied college football programs and one of its biggest brands in the college football playoff. Yes, they'd rather talk conspiracy. Mario would rather have his fan base talk about the conspiracies to keep Miami out than actually try to coach his team to a national championship because he knows he can't do it.
I want Taylor to tell me, because I think this Vandy coach is a great idea, and I want Taylor to take us through this real quick. But just revisiting one more time, because I found that list again. Blake Griffin is number 5 on their all-time list.
DeAndre Jordan.
I'll tell you the name, and you still won't know who.
Lenny Wilkins.
Randy Smith.
What?
Randy.
That wasn't like a what? I'm surprised. That was a what? Like who?
Exactly. Yes. I'm going to have to Google him myself. Randy Smith.
Tell me something about Randy before we get to this coach here for Vanderbilt, who I would like to be the Jets head coach.
Randy Smith, a 2-time All-Star. How does he ahead of Blake Griffin as a 2-time All-Star?
Well, Blake, he jumped over at Kia. That's all he did.
Here's what it is. From 1972, Stugotz, all the way to 1982, for an entire decade, my man did not miss a game. 82 games after 82 games after 82 games.
There's something to be said for that. Yeah.
Legend Randy Smith.
Yep.
What
he
a
should
name.
be number 1 on that list. And doing it for the Clippers, showing up every night for that fucking organization.
Unbelievable.
Yes,
10 straight years.
Yeah.
The anti-Kawhi.
That's why he's on there. And Kawhi will never be on that Mount Rushmore.
That's just a message to Kawhi.
Old Randy just showed up.
Bleacher Report sending a message to Kawhi Leonard.
Just show up. We'll put you on a Mount Rushmore.
If Kawhi just showed up, he might be on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. If he
They had World Be Free on that team, and they put Randy Smith ranked ahead of him because he played
World
so
Be
many
Free
damn
had his
games.
best days as a Cav. You know that. Everyone knows that, right? I hope that's
that.
true. I have no idea if it is. I just said that, and I have no idea. I think World Be Free, either the Sixers or the Cavs. I feel pretty confident about that.
Taylor, I'm on that. You explain to them what this Vandy coach idea
Taylor was looking that up.
He was. He really was.
World
He was
Be
like, "Oh, I
Free."
love this. World Be Free stats."
I thought World Be Free was another name for Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
No.
That's where
It
he
was
got
a real
the idea
name.
from.
World Be Free. That was his given name, I believe. Wasn't it?
Ooh, whole world. He's played for a lot of teams, actually. Man,
Yeah,
who did he have his best season, singular, was for the San Diego Clippers. He was 6th in MVP voting that year. And he was All-NBA second team.
Wow. But his second, third, fourth best years were probably the Cavs, right?
Let's see. His second, Golden State Warriors, actually. A couple of great
Really?
years with the Warriors. And then he had 3.5 good years with the Cavs.
Very good.
Top
Third
20
best.
in MVP.
All right. It was his third best organization.
The Cleveland Cavaliers made the Mount Rushmore of World Be Free's best teams. Yes.
Excellent. What a weird. I like that Mount Rushmore. A weird one, but I like it. Let's get to the Vandy coach. What did he say?
So Clark Lee, Vanderbilt's coach, yesterday said he told his team to have their bags packed in case a team wanted to play this Saturday. So right now,
Right.
Vanderbilt is 14th in the college football playoff rankings.
Yes.
And I think there's a loophole in the college football schedule where you can't just add games, but if you go to Hawaii or Alaska, because of the travel, they allow you to add another game to your schedule for compensating for that
So
fact.
pack your bags for Alaska. It's possible. Wait, they're probably
Or
not a good
Hawaii.
cold weather team.
Right. Or Hawaii. So you're saying if a team agrees to Vanderbilt's challenge, they then have to hop on a bird, go to Hawaii or Alaska to play the game in order for the game to count, in order for
Correct.
the college football playoff committee to take it
telling you,
seriously.
dude. The NBA was so far ahead of its time with this play-in tournament because we've already figured out that the NFL has an amazing group for a potential play-in tournament or a whole separate NIT tournament. But this play-in by the Vandy coach, brilliant idea.
Why doesn't Miami ask Notre Dame to go play in a parking lot somewhere in fucking Alaska? Why wouldn't they?
they'd
Because
rather
because Mario knows he would lose the game and he wants to
Yep.
spend the entire offseason bitching about the conspiracy against the Hurricanes. I mean,
Because you also don't want to play tackle football on concrete. I mean,
yeah, but listen, we'll play you anywhere, pack your bags anytime. That's what it
Seriously.
means. We'll play you in a parking lot, okay? Anywhere, anytime, Taylor. Put it on the poll. Anywhere, anytime. Does that mean you'll play in a parking lot?
So I think Miami Notre Dame is a bad example to use just because Miami has already beaten Notre Dame once this season and kind of hurts that argument. But my opinion is if Vanderbilt calls Miami and tries to schedule a game for this Saturday, Mario Cristobal is not picking up that phone.
No
There's
chance.
No way. No.
No chance.
No. Why would
Miami
he
should
do
call
that?
Louisville.
They'll lose.
But you'd have to call somebody who's in. right? You can't call them and be like, oh, now we're first in line, as opposed to actually being in. You would have to challenge somebody who's already in, right?
Like if you're in, you're not answering.
Wait, so if BYU loses and it's presumed that they will then be out, BYU has their bags packed and says, we're going to Hawaii. We're taking on, I don't know, is it Miami? No, it'd have to be somebody who's still in.
It would have to be the last team out. Is the way it would have to be. Right?
I think it's a great. I think it's a great. Look, the idea of bags are packed. Meet me in Hawaii. I think.
Well, here's the question: do you think anyone on the Vanderbilt team actually packed their bags for Saturday? Like
Diego Pavia packed his bag.
Pavia is ready to go.
Diego Pavia's bags stay packed.
He's just waiting in a parking lot.
Diego Pavia has a go bag.
Don't leave space for the Heisman in those bags, Diego, because you don't deserve that thing.
Why are you doing that to Diego?
I'm telling you, people are already fatigued with Fernando. You just got to hang in there. Fernando should be your Heisman winner, okay? What somebody tell me Diego's
Who's saying
Heisman
he's not going to be that?
They're tied now. They're tied or very close to tied.
I don't care.
Atop the odds for the Heisman.
The Heisman used to mean something, Izzy. It no longer does.
I'm telling you, voter fatigue is different than it used to be. Because of our phones and the scrolling, if somebody is on top of the MVP race or the Heisman race for more than 3 weeks, we're already looking for somebody else to vote for. And I'm telling you, Fernando is just suffering from early voter fatigue.
I'm just trying to think of the coach who would take Vandy up on the offer and just play a game for the fuck of it, you know? Like, that's all I'm trying. Like, just because he's always ready for football, you know?
Isn't that what the bowls are? Playing
but most of them don't show up. I mean, the players, they don't pack their bags.
Pavia does.
So I think in this scenario, it has to be two fringe teams. I think if you're Vanderbilt and you call Texas, I think Texas picks up because Texas has already beat Vanderbilt once this season. They're probably like, hey, we are also on the outside looking in. A win here could help us get rid of that stinky Billy Napier loss even further and distance ourselves from that. I don't think any team that's squarely in the field picks up.
So the loser of
Taylor, put this on the poll. Is Diego Pavia's bags always packed? Okay, are they always packed? Okay, and is there a football in the bag, just in case a game breaks out?
Part of my problem with this now, Taylor, is we're just taking on challenges so that we look better to the committee, and maybe we can jump one of those teams because the teams that are firmly in aren't going to take the challenge, right? That's unnecessary.
No, what's great about the coach saying that is if he was coaching well enough, his team actually would be playing this weekend.